Hello everybody, it's SuffolkBlue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to our first episode of my new Let's Play series, Crusader Kings II. I wanted to play this. I love this game actually. I bought it on Steam ages ago, did nothing with it, left it for months and then came back to it and thought, oh, I bought this, I never played it. So I started having a go the other day and thought, this is a great game. So I have bought some of the downloadable packs. We're going to go straight into this, not messing about, because we've got lots we want to do in this first episode. I have already bought some of the packs already, so I've actually got the Charlemagne pack, I've also got the Sons of Abraham, I've also got the Old Gods, so all of that's there. So let's go to the early Middle Ages. Okay, the early Middle Ages started with the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the early 5th century. The earlier part of this era saw the great Germanic and Slavic migrations across Europe, with people such as the Goths and the Lombards settling in southern Europe, and the Franks settling in Gaul, and Saxons crossing the sea and settling in Britain. The Eastern Roman Empire was violently shaken by the pressure from the Goths and the Avars, and fought bitterly with ancient Persian enemy. The rise of Islam saw Arabs conquering immense amounts of territory in the Middle East and North Africa, and in India several great dynasties vied for dominance, with the Rashtrakutas rising towards the end of the 8th century. In the steppes, the Khazars grew in power, and in Scandinavia things were about to change in a way that was to affect the entire continent. Absolutely, the rise of Vikings were coming. We are going to play in England. In fact, there's only one place that we could possibly even consider playing in. Of course, there it is. Beautiful Suffolk. Wonderful. That's what we're going to play. So this is our king. Well, actually, it's King Athelred of the House Woofing, which is absolutely correct, actually, in terms of the history. But we're going to change that. So we're going to have a little play around with him here. So we can customize his appearance, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I have already got down some stats that I'd like to use, so we can just quickly put these in. Eyes at 13, nose at 6. Lovely. Mouth at 12 and chin at 4. Mouth at 12, chin at 4. Once more. Thank you. Neck at 2, cheeks at 11. 10, 11. Ears at 6 and eyes at 3. Is at 6, eyes at 3, that's good. Hairstyle is going to be 4, colour 7. A blondie, and a beard of 3. Very nice, very nice. Let's change his clothes though. He's going to have a little, I want him to have a little more, yeah, something like that. Head of 4, which is fine, which is the Earl's band, that single band around there, which I quite like. Age young, and the background is going to be a classic Suffolk scene. Oh, that's the beard. I want that. What am I doing that for? 3, I said for beard, didn't I? Yep. Background down here, sorry, is going to be 11, which is a classic Suffolk scene. Nothing but green fields. There he is. There's our king. Let's look at the coat of arms. Now, this is the coat of arms of House Woofing. Let's change that to party per cross, and we need to get this to 158, so we have to quickly click through here. But I really like the customization allowable in this game. It does make the game far more immersive if you can really control, you know, what happens and what it looks like. So we are just clicking through here till I get to 158, which is the plain crosses. 42, because there are loads of designs here. 48, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just the green. We're going to change these colours, of course. And what I want to do is I want to mimic the colours of our kingdom. So our kingdom is blue, red, or red, blue, sorry. So we're going to mimic that. So those colours now match this colours here. In these ones we're going to match the cross, the gold crosses which are there, which is number 9. Now interestingly, well not interestingly I suppose, it depends whether you find this sort of thing interesting, but in this coat of arms you can see 3 crowns here. Now those 3 crowns are supposed to symbolise King Saint King Edmund of England, but he's not going to come around for another 100 or so years, so this is a bit early for that particular crown to appear. So instead of doing that, we're instead going to use, I think, just the little dragons. Are they dragons or lions? They're lions. Lions rampant, the ones that are standing up there like that. So our house coat of arms now matches reasonably closely. A little bit of difference, but matches the Kingdom of East Anglia. Let's look at our attributes. So there's our dude. His name, I don't like that name. I'd rather have something like Athelstan or something. I might do that. Elfwig. Good Saxon names. Harold. Athelred. That's quite nice, Athelred. And you can see the extra sort of A&E, which makes it different from that one. The dynasty name, I'm actually going to keep Woofing, but I'm going to spell it differently. I'm going to spell it in the Old English version, which is Uffingas. So Uffing is Woofing, so Uffing. Exactly the same. Not going to be married. I am going to be Anglo-Saxon. I am going to be Catholic. These are the levels. Why have I got an intrigue of 6? I haven't done anything. Just rolled it up. I've got a stewardship of 4. Haven't picked anything yet. Oh, that's here, isn't it? Amateur plotter. That's why. Let's do that. There we go. That's better. Stewardship of 6. Excellent. Does that change diplomacy? It does. So let's pick some traits. So we get the chance now to pick some of the traits that we're going to be with. Now, this is affecting our age at the top here. So we want to have some great traits to pass through our family line, but that will mean that we're going to have to take with us probably some awful traits. Just the way it goes. I am going to pick depressed. So we're going to get the bad stuff first. We're going to be depressed. We're depressed because we're wounded. And we're wounded because we had a big old fight with someone over somebody's wife that we probably shouldn't have been, so we're going to get lustful. And the biggest killer of all, the one that everyone's going to go when you pick it, but I'm going to pick it, is inbred, because that takes off 81 years and allows me to pick some of the really good stuff that I'd like to pick. So these are our bad traits. Inbred's not too uncommon this time. I mean, the royal families were breeding together for years. So we're going to leave all those alone. Let's come down here. We are going to be attractive, though, and a genius. We're also going to be a scholar. We're also going to be kind. We're also going to be... Where's strong? Have I missed it? Maybe I have. We're going to be an administrator, a master schemer. So we're still at 16. I'm picking all this good stuff. Still at 16 because of the inbred. But what I want is strong. There it is. Takes us to 19. You can see that already I've managed to increase all of our, apart from Marshall, but we've increased the rest above that point. Our fertility rate is back up to 45%, although it was knocked heavily because of the inbred. Practically makes you infertile. But I have pushed that back up again with the lusty trait. We're hoping to be able to pass some of these good ones through our male line. If we're unlucky enough to get inbred as one of our genetic traits that we pass on to our children, let's all hope that it goes into the daughters. Sounds terrible, but it's true. So there's our coat of arms, Uffingas coat of arms. There is our kingdom arms. There's our face. We're ready to go. Let's go. Messing about, we're going straight in. Now, I want to make some changes as well before we've even started with some areas within Norfolk and Suffolk itself. Okay, hold on everybody. Calm down. Right, let's first and foremost start off with our kingdom. Our capital is going to be in Suffolk, not in Norfolk, which would be the same as the old Kingdom of East Anglia was. The capital was in Suffolk, not in Norfolk. So we're going to make that change straight away. In Suffolk, the capital is currently Ipswich, which, if you lived here now, you'd say that was absolutely true. However, what we're really talking about is an ancient kingdom. Oops. So the actual capital will be Rendlesham. So that's our new capital. County capital being Rendlesham. The bishopric of Ely, which is right over here, is actually in Cambridgeshire now, Ely, but not in Suffolk at all. But in the olden days, in these days, Ely was part of the Kingdom of East Anglia. However, I'm going to pick a much older bishopric for here. I'm going to pick Dunwich, which is on the coast here, and is currently underwater. It's sort of fallen into the sea over time. The last thing is the city of Bury, or Bury St Edmunds as we would know it now. St Edmunds being, again, reference back to the King Saint of England. We're going to change that though. Well, I'm going to use Ipswich as the name, although Gipswick, because originally I would spell it something like that, I think, or probably without the K. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to spell it with Ipswich. That will be fine. So, City of Ipswich, the bishopric of Dunwich, and Rendlesham is our capital. But incidentally, I've got to tell you this because I think this is hilarious. This flag here, you see this flag here with the wavy lines and the sun on the very background, this one here? Well, that's supposed to be the flag of the County of Suffolk, or the Earl of Suffolk. It is not the flag of the County of Suffolk. It is actually the flag of the County Council. So Suffolk County Council's flag is used here, not any, there's no noble claim to this flag at all. It was designed in the 70s. So, yeah, don't know where they got that from. Well, I know where they got it from, but I'm not sure whether they had the permission to use it. That would be fun. Norfolk is the same, actually. I think that's the arms of Norfolk County Council, but fair enough. Right, Norfolk, we're going to look here. We've got Thetford as the county capital. Now, with the best will in the world, Thetford is many things, but the capital of Norfolk it is not. So we'll put that to Norwich. The Bishopric of Norwich, we're going to keep that. So the Bishop of Norwich was still powerful then as well. And Lynn, at this time, I'm going to call it, just so I know what it is, King's Lynn, which is what we would probably know it as today. So I've changed a few of these around. We've got the city of King's Lynn, the Bishopric of Norwich is the same, but Norwich is the county capital of Norfolk. Suffolk we've changed over. Brilliantly fantastic. The next thing I want to do is set an ambition. My ambition, first ambition, is to get married, because we're going to need to do that if we're going to make some legitimate children. We also want to look at our appointments. So our Burn Bishop of Norwich has a diplomacy skill of 8. That is so poor. I wonder if I can just try and get in some nobles. Herswold. I'm spending a little bit of cash, but I'm just hopeful that we can get some decent people in here. 11, well, it's better, but it's not ideal. But he'll have to go in because it is better. Edwig of Dunwich, but actually that won't be. That must be his family name, yeah, of Dunwich. That's fine. So he's going to be our Chancellor. Our Marshal. Please don't tell me the Bishop is the highest Marshal man I have. That's awful. Oh, he is. Ooh. Can I invite a Marshal? I can invite a holy man or a noble man. I'm spending some money, but I need to get some people in this court that are better. Right, he's got a Marshal of 10. Still not as good as him. So our Bishop of Dunwich is the man who is the Marshal. I think that's awful, but there we go. The Steward, let's have a look. He has a 12, this is a 17, so you're in. The Spymaster of our kingdom has a 12 here, so I could use Enrith Courtier in East Anglia of Dunwich, or of Norwich. They're both the same. He's an indulgent weasel, he's a thrifty clerk. I'm going to use you. Makes much difference. He's of Dunwich too, so he's of the same family line as him then, I assume. Oh, he's the Bishop of Dunwich, that's why. So he's of Dunwich. Edwig, who is your son then? You're of Dunwich. You can't all be of Dunwich, that's ridiculous. Oh. Odd. And the court chaplain, who I would have normally have picked a bishop. I could almost still would, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pick you. So you can see here these green and red numbers. That means he likes me a little bit, he likes me a little bit, he does dislike me a little bit, he dislikes me a little bit, and he likes me a lot. Which is fine. I can put up with all of that. Laws, straight away. Centralisation a little bit, thank you very much. The Lords of East Anglia have approved. I like the idea of approval. Sure, I'm the king, aren't I? The institution of low centralisation, thank you very much. Technology, can't do anything with that yet, but what we're going to do is build these points up, and then I'll be able to advance. Military, I've got 688 men at my disposal, which I can pull up from my demesnes, which is from my realm, if you like, my kingdom. I can pull up 688. From my vassals, I can get 1 man, which is appalling. We need to work on that. Intrigue, we've got nothing going on yet. I could go on a pilgrimage. We'll do that in a second. I need to find a wife first. Factions, no factions yet, and the religion, Pope Stephen III hates me, basically. Great. Awesome. So, job 1, let's find a wife. And in these lands, it's just a case of going, just like today, really. We go through a search engine. So let's go and find one. Gender, female, in prison. Probably not. It's not helpful to a whole marriage thing if she's in prison. Married, no. We don't have any of those issues. I'll have a look at the rulers, just to see who's about. Priestess of Hyuma. She's too old. Let's get the same religion, as me. So there's only one, so she can take that off. Adult, yes. Great house, any. Great house, yes, would be good. Okay, so from that look, let's see if we can find anyone with genius. No one has got genius, so they're all thick. Let's try attractive. Anyone? No. Strong? See, just by putting in these titles, we start to try and find. Let's take out great house. Let's do any. Ruler, any. And let's try again. Genius. What are you? You're 16. You're a genius. You're a fatty. Chaste. You're paranoid. You're cruel. And you're a grey eminence. And she's Welsh. But she does have that genius trait, and I do like that, to try and pass that through the line. She's the only one with it. You'll do. You will. This is your lucky, lucky day. You get to marry a king. Although I get to lose 200 straight off the bat from marrying into a low-born house. But we're also trying to work on that inbred title. we need to try and build that in. So we are gonna do it, even though it is slightly beneath us. But we're looking for good qualities to marry into, and being a genius, that's what I call a good quality. So we'll keep that. Did I do that right? I think I did. Let's take the speed off. Let's put it up a wee bit. There we go. So Aronwy and King Athelred have gotten married. We can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies if we want to. That's gain 1 gold. Or we can gain 100 prestige. I want the prestige back because we took such a hit. To the heroic King of Athelred, peace be with you. I accept your suggestion if you did. So we're now married. So straight away, I fulfilled that ambition. Let's just turn that speed down a second, just while I get this fixed. So we've done that ambition. I need to pick a new one. Well, my first ambition, of course, would be to have a son. Thank you. So there we are. There's my wife, Queen Aronwy of East Anglia. There's me. I'm going to say that she is awarded an honorary title. She will be my regent, which makes her like me at least a little bit. And hopefully, over time, although he's my heir at the moment, if I was incapacitated, she would take over running of the realm, which is excellent. So we've done that. We've got a little thing going on there. The next thing I want to do is head off on a pilgrimage. Very important. I should go on a pilgrimage to seek God's grace at one of the holy places of Christianity. I will start making travel plans today. Let's do that. The other thing I want to do, we're on pause at the moment, is to start to get some of these moving about. You have absolutely rubbish skills, I hasten to add. I want you to fabricate some claims in the county of Essex to try and make it so that I have a legitimate claim to this land, so that I have a reason, a casus belli, to be able to walk across that border and take it over. So you go and get busy with that, although with a 6% chance of it, not really likely, is it? Marshal, you are a bishop, and I still can't get that out of my head. I don't need you to do anything other than research and tech in Suffolk, I think. You, steward, I want you to collect taxes in Norfolk. Spymaster, I want you to study technology in one of the more advanced nations of the world, Constantinople. Go and do that. What's my income? Nothing yet. Bishop, I want you to, or chaplain even, I want you to improve religious relations in Suffolk, so that my vassals, my bishops, like me more, and start looking at giving. So what I need to do is get my number higher than the Pope's number, okay? If both of us get to 100, they'll always go for the Pope. But if at this level, if I can just get these amounts higher, we'll stand a chance of being able to get their men and their money. I'm going to award you an honorary title of High Almoner, handing out the alms. And I'm going to give you, Mr. Dudar, I'm going to give you Cupbearer. That takes my money down a little bit in a second, but it's okay. Take that off. Good. We're moving again. So these are now doing stuff. The pilgrimage begins. There are a number of different holy places that you can visit on your pilgrimage. All of them are considered most sacred by the Holy Church, but somewhat closer destination might mean a safer journey. We will go to one of the ancient sites. Do I go to Jerusalem or do I go to Rome? I'm going to go to Jerusalem or the Holy Lands. It's a little bit further away, more dangerous, but more things might happen. Right, so they're going to be playing around over here. You need to really make that claim. I really want that land. Really want that land. I'm starting to think Enwiths might fancy me. You've only just got married, man. She's not my type. What we're going to be looking... Oh, my things are packed. Everything's in order. At the end of my journey, the Holy Land awaits. Go. Well, dear husband, blessings upon you and your house. I have been appointed as your regent. Okay, that's fine. Off she goes. We want to try and take over and control... Deep in the night, sleeping at the Pilgrim's Inn, you dream a beautiful dream. You are walking through a dense wood filled with the wonderful sounds and smells of nature. Little squirrels run across your path and birds sing in the trees. You keep walking through the wood, and then you notice a new and strange but familiar smell. You can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's something you should know, something important. Yes, it's fire. You are instantly wide awake. The room is hot. You can hear the sound of crackling flames, and a moment later you also hear people screaming. Indeed, the inn is on fire. So we can either help put it out, which might get me wounded, but equally might get me brave, which would be nice, or of course I can gain craven, which is cowardly. Well, we're obviously not going to do that, so let's see whether we get anything. I'm already wounded, so another wound isn't going to make any difference. Nothing happens. Fair enough. We want to try and carve out the old kingdom of East Anglia, which includes the Duchy of Kent and the Duchy of Essex. If we were to get that... Actually, I don't know if I can show you this at the moment. I can't. What's this? The flood. We've been strong rains in the area lately, and the valley that you need to cross has been transformed into a sizable lake. The water is still rising, so you start to build a large raft in order to cross. When you're almost finished building it, a group of farmers show up and explain that they also need to cross the valley in order to get back to their homes. They bring with them a number of animals that they've rescued from the flood, so I'm going to be turning into Noah here. I'm not sharing my raft with anyone. Bring the farmers with all of their animals. Only let them bring cats and dogs. Let's bring them with all the animals. Let's gain charitable. I like that. So we want to try and get the Duchy of Kent, which is down here. As you see, Kent actually takes in Surrey and Sussex as well. Ah, we've arrived. Jerusalem. You finally arrived at Jerusalem. Passing by the Mount of Olives, you enter through the city gate and are immediately overcome by a feeling of having made a truly epic journey. The city is filled with peoples of all creeds and colours, the air heavy with smells of strange spices and foreign plants. You make your way through the throng of people and animals, excited by the knowledge that you are now close to the Via Dolorosa and other holy places. You plan to visit the Church of Nativity in Bethlehem, but first of all you need to find some place to stay. After all, you wouldn't want to be forced to sleep in a stable, would you? There we go. Yeah, so Kent is bigger than that. Essex is bigger than that as well. So far from home, all alone, and so many lovely people in the same situation as me. It's a great opportunity for some fun, isn't it? I could get great pox, which would not be what I want, or I can get chased, which actually affects my fertility, which is rather annoying. Do I get the pox? It's a 5% chance. I either gain 10 piety, or I get the pox. Let's hope nothing happens. We didn't get chased, that's good. We got an extra bit of piety, that's good. We're coming home now, hopefully. Maybe not. Okay. I thought after that we came home. Oh, there we go. You finally returned from your pilgrimage. It was a rewarding and interesting journey, and you'll do it all again if you could. Still, it's good to be back home. We've got the pilgrim thing, which gives us 0.10 or 0.10 piety per month, and the same faith likes us a little more, which is good, very handy. Her regency has ended, and now those two need to get busy and get me some heirs. So, what was I saying? Essex. Yeah, if you look at Essex, the Duchy of Essex actually takes in Northampton and Bedford, so we'd need to control really all of that. Plus our county here, Essex and Kent, and that would allow us to create a kingdom. With 3 duchies, we'd be able to create the proper kingdom of East Anglia, which would be awesome. So that's what we're going to be working towards anyway. We're a little bit off that at the moment, and with this man here, we've got no hope. Let me tell you. No hope. 2.93 gold per month. Not a fantastic amount of cash. He's collecting taxes over there. I can't build anything at the moment unless I borrow some money from the Jews, which I could do. The Jewish merchants are in, and I could borrow money from them, but I'm going to leave that off for now, just while I build up relationships with all of these guys, because I want to get them people liking me so I can get their men. This is the important thing. I need to control I need to be liked. And as you see, this number's rising because they're looking at me and thinking, yeah, okay, he's an inbred maniac, but he is also a genius. He's also strong. He's been a pilgrim. He's done good things. He's married. All this lovely stuff, and that helps to sort of earn trust, which is what we're working towards. Looking at the world in general, and actually, if we look at cultures and stuff, independent realms, you can see England is a bit of a mess. Which is true. Wales, obviously, over here. We've got the Kingdom of Mercia, Wessex down here, Cornwall, Kent, as I've said, East Anglia and Essex, Northumbria, which is a huge kingdom at the top here, up to the Pictland or Scotland, and it's like a bunch of warring tribes at the moment, which is one of the diverse things. And if you look at the is it religions? Where's the cultural? Cultures. Here we go. So these are Anglo-Saxon. So these came from over here. So they came from Saxony and from Lower Jutland, or Jutland, which is here, or Denmark, basically. They came across and settled, and actually the first areas they would have settled would have been East Anglia, down here. But which you sort of can tell, what you can get, is that England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales are all different, and they're as different now as they are then. So Celts, Anglo-Saxon. These are Celts, actually, which is one of the reasons why Cornwall has its own culture, its own language, because it's a little bit different. But you can see even all the way back in 769, Great Britain was, and England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, all very, very different, even then, all based on culture. A little history lesson for you there, all for free, no charge. So these dudes are doing what they do. Let's speed this up a wee bit. Thank you. Just so we can start seeing some stuff happening. If things are going to happen. It doesn't matter if they don't necessarily too quickly. The main thing at the moment is to get this cash up, because I want to start looking at building. In fact, we could go straight in with a build. Let's do that. Let's come to Suffolk. Oops. Let's come to Suffolk. In Suffolk, we could build castle fortifications, which makes us a little more tough, or we could build castle walls. I'm going to go for castle walls because it increases the levy size, more men. It also increases my tax income, which I'm going to love that. So let's start building that at Rendlesham. Puts us into a little less money, but we'll soon get that back. But more importantly, we are developing our town. Let's look at our technology tree. Can I do anything here yet? Light infantry. Now I could upgrade that. Let's do that. Let's start getting that on the road. So we've now got light infantry 1. Start to increase and improve that. I do need to get legalism up there, so we're not going to do anything with this for the time being. My young wife has taken a passion for romantic poetry. She keeps reading any sorts of romantic poetry she can get hold of. Get her more to read. I lose 10 gold. Oh, with more fertility. Oh, when she gains lustful. She'll either lose fertility or she'll get chaste. Let's get her some more poetry to read. We need her more fertile. We need babies at this point. Hey! And as if by magic. So my wife is pregnant. Let's hope for a son. Daughters are fine. They're very good for marrying off, but they're no good for running a kingdom. Such a terrible thing to say. But it's not. You need the men. We need the men. Vassals, what are you doing? Okay, so you're starting to like me more. You can see these numbers creeping up, look. Taking a while, but they are beginning now just to creep up. So my total armies in this land, 584 plus 6, so 590 basically. Essex, if I wanted to take it over, much higher than that. 427 from there. Yeah, 800 odd. So we're about even really, but it would be too close to call at this stage. We wouldn't do that just yet. I'm going to change what my steward is doing. He was counting taxes. He's now going to come down here and oversee the building work in Rendlesham. So that makes that build a little quicker, so that we get the benefits faster. 4 gold, which is fine. Prestige is starting to rebuild. As I say, we took a bit of a hit because of the marriage that we had for the lowborn, but as I say, she's the genius. I did marry the genius, didn't I? Don't tell me I missed out. Now she's the genius. So our hope here, real hope here, is that our firstborn is a son with the genius and the strong traits. If that happens, it's a very good start. That's going to make a very good heir. Got to keep him alive at all costs. Oh, that's the realm tree. I didn't know we had that button. Let's have a look at the house of fingers up here. You can see me and my wife. Nothing coming along yet. It doesn't say who my parents were or anything, which is fine. Nothing's abroad. Nothing's abroad. So I think we could leave it here. I suppose we've got ourselves set up. We're beginning the. I need a much better steward. I really do need a much better steward. Can I invite a nobleman to court? Okay. wolf. Really need a better one. This 11, I can't have that. No, you see, it's no good. Loads of men though. Wolf. My liege. The construction work being done in Suffolk is coming along well under the meticulous eyes of a master builder who has taken me under his wing and is teaching me all he knows about constructing buildings. Ah, excellent. That's good news. Let's have a look here. Who's the highest? 12. 16 for my steward. What have you got? 17, yeah. Rubbish. They're not very good. We desperately need much better aids. We'll have to go and see if we can find that. They all need to be married, really, as well. That'd be handy. How old are you now? 37. Are you the bishop? I don't want to marry the bishop. That would be wrong. Arranged marriage to her. Go. I need to find... The bishop is not going to marry anybody because he is the bishop. That would be wrong. Steward, Eadmar of King's Lynn. Let's find you a wife. Search all. Woman in prison. No. Let's take out genius now. We don't need that. Just any old woman will do. It would be nice if she has some good traits though. My liege, I've good news from my mission in Suffolk. During my visit to the court of Bishop Swafred of Dunwich, I have filled his ears with poisonous slander and evil rumours about his spiritual leader, the Pope. Their relation has been thoroughly sabotaged, and I've received this... Oh, that's a good thing. So by sabotaging his relationship, that means he likes me more, the Pope less. I get his men. Excellent. What did I say? Elsa. You'll do. Will you marry my... I need you to marry one of my men. Eadmere. Thank you. Castle walls have now been built in Rendlesham. We don't have any more money yet, but our tax take has just increased to 2.69, which is good. So those are now in. Back to here. I can't change him yet until June, so he's got another couple of days. To the kindly pilgrim Athelred, peace be with you. I accept your suggestion that Eadmere and Elsa get married. Very good, very good. You're now married. Have children, please. We have a son. Athwold. Good name. Let's have a look at him. He's got genius! That is brilliant. So it continues through the line. He didn't get inbred. That's such a great thing. So we've now got a son. What's the first thing we do? He's newly born. Well, we find him a wife, don't we? Not just yet. We might do that in the next episode. We'll start that off. But there we go. We've created our character. We've got our kingdom. We're getting some cash. We're building things. We've gotten married. Been on a pilgrimage. And I've had a genius as a son. It's a great day. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're going to like this series. I love this game, so this is going to be one of those games that will run and run, I'm sure. If you've played this game more than me, I haven't played this very much at all, I assure you, so if you may very well know more than me. So if you do, leave me some notes. That's always fun. But there we go. King Athelred of East Anglia. Well, from some sunny old Suffolk. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.